Realized I didn't make an intro to this video, so this is a quick escalation. I just started this video as a little project to make window shades for the interior of the truck, and it escalated into an entire interior refresh. That's usually how things go for me. Things snowball, then they fight you along the way, and then this is just a video showing of how I did this, and it came out pretty awesome in my opinion. All diamond stitched interior. So I'm going to show you how I got here with some effort, some hard work, and around $550 this cost me, plus a couple tools along the way and a sewing machine. So if you add it all up, probably $700, and I redid this entire interior. So stay tuned and watch how I got here. That's much nicer right there, tell you. So I've been working on this project for the interior of my truck, and it's got 4 yards of material. This is leather, and it's sewn, and this is too wide, the foam, and it makes it easier for wrapping stuff. So I'm just gonna keep cutting the border off of it, and then I wish the pattern went the other way, because this is one of the pieces I'm going to be recovering, and it sits in the truck just like that. I despise this blue color. If it was just gray, it wouldn't really bother me too much, but I would like the diamonds running like this. But that's not that bad. I can live with that, I think. So I got that nice and trimmed up. And now I'm gonna flip this and we're gonna start working on it. I've been doing a terrible job filming it, but I just grabbed my tripod, so let's film some of it. Alright, so I got this kind of done. I ran out of staples right here, but I'd like to double up on the staples. This corner's not too happy either. The only other thing I got to do is probably poke some holes through the back where the original holes were. It really doesn't matter because the screws are self-tapping and they get hidden. But this doesn't feel too loose over top of the other fabric. What you could always do is stick a button through it too. So that's that for now. I'm gonna get some more staples, finish stapling it, and throw it in the truck. Wrapping a few more interior panels for my truck. These ones are super easy. I just stapled it over, but these are gonna be like a border. A newer window from a T660, and it opens up. How nice is that? The windows and emergency doors that came on these trucks did not have a window that opened. The newer trucks did. And it's a lot better than my old one. With no window. And I'm redoing the whole interior, so that's a nice upgrade. That looks much better. And I'm making a shade for it. When the whole truck gets painted, that'll get painted. That's just rattle can for now. A little view of the interior. A little messy as I'm going. But those are those side panels up. That panel's up. I took this apart. This piece comes off first. There's 4 screws around the vent. And then there's nothing but these little push pins here. And then this piece comes off. And then the back piece. I want to get this lower part down. There used to be an APU here, so there's a hole. So that really bothers me when you're laying there. And then we got some sound mat. And then this is the outside wall. And then that's the insulation. Just the shittiest foam you've ever seen. This stuff's a little bit more dense, but I've done most of the cab with this, under the floor, the doors, as much as I can get to, but we're gonna put some more of this down. I'll show that. And then I got some stick-on high density foam. It's not the stuff I like, but it will work. So that's what I'm gonna do next. So we have this kill mat here. This is what I like to use, pretty brand loyal with the stuff I like to use. And then this is that high density foam, which it's around the same thickness of the stuff I use. I like to use Noico Red. But it comes in sheets similar to this size, but not quite. And it's a lot easier to work with. That just seems cheap for the price. But we got a layer down in here. Hold on. All right, we got the flash on. We got a little bit of a layer going. I do a slight overlap. This is like one sheet here. And then what's nice is all these grids on here. You make like a little mark and then you could just cut it with a razor blade. So then I take some of that stuff, put it over top of it, and then put this factory crap back on there. And then that's a surface. Nice, quiet. And what solid that is. This side was a little bit thicker because it's such a short piece. Tingy. Way more solid. Yep, like I said, this stuff is definitely not the nicest. It does work. Way less noise. This section's done, so we'll just shove that back in there like that. And I just got one piece there, and I'm gonna start working over here and then try and get this piece out. Okay, got this foam shoved in there. This is on there. Super solid. Just gotta throw this ugly piece back in there, and then we're gonna start working on the interior. Okay, so I got that back panel out. It's so big, it wouldn't fit out the door. It had to fit out the driver's door. It was so big, and it didn't want to bend. I had to disconnect the bed. There's 8 bolts holding that. But this is, I guess they changed the color. This is black. I guess the new stuff's a little bit different. But this is, I didn't finish because I ran out of material. But this was like a year or so ago. But you see, oh wow, I didn't go all the way down. I should definitely do that. But you can see, did most of this back wall here. I should probably check under here. Yep, nothing back there. So I did run out of material. I never pulled this back panel off. I just did what I could. So I'm gonna attack this. Those are the two things we did already. And we're gonna use the rest of the material I have. I'm probably gonna run out of the foam, but as long as I get enough of this up there, I'll be happy with it. And we're gonna try and wrap the back panel, get it in, wrap those two, get them back in. And then I have that already wrapped at my house, and hopefully have enough material to maybe do the headliner. Okay, so I'm in the garage. This is the panel that's out. The only way to bring this home is in the back of the pickup truck, and it's supposed to rain for the next million days. So this is a piece I had extra left over. I had another skinny strip, and it would fit, but there's not enough to overlap. It is literally 3/4 of an inch, not enough to do that panel. But I have this piece here, and it's enough to do this one, and I'll have an extra strip for something else. 8 yards there. I'm guessing this is going to take up 2.5 yards. And then it's gonna have a long strip left over. Well, I'm gonna get to it. Okay, so this got wrapped last night, and just a quick thing, I'm adding these buttons, but they're for a purpose. So I have one of these button kits here, comes with these screws, a snapper. I have a whole nother video on these snaps. I'm putting a tool that puts them in with like a rivet, and the button caps. And then I have 832 3/4 inch long machine screws and the matching nylon lock nut, and they have the tapered end, and they fit pretty flush in the snaps, and the button goes right over it. So basically I take the awl, poking a hole, shoving that through, put a nylon nut, put the cap on top, and then you tighten them up and shift the cap on. It's really easy. The reason I'm doing this though is this corner bends, and see how it gets like wrinkly here? So I'm going to put a couple buttons here, and then there's no glue in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow the line across. I'm going to put 3 buttons up in the center, 3 on each side, and then this panel here I'm probably going to do the same. And these buttons are kind of expensive, but off Amazon, but you can find them anywhere else. I'm going to go to like a sewing shop or something like that, figure it out. Okay, just finished that up, and less wrinkly, so that was a good idea. So I'm going to work on this and keep going. Okay, get the buttons in, put 2 extra on this side around the vent just to keep it nice, and then this side doesn't have the vent, and there's 3, so that should look pretty decent in there. There is a hole right here for like a reading lamp. The hole's too small. I don't want it to like rip or something there. I never use that lamp. It'll look better without it, so let's throw that in. Okay, I ran out of the right size bolts and I don't want to cut them down, so I just went to Lowe's and got some more, but we threw a couple buttons in there, made it look real nice. There's no chance of this pulling off the backing material, so it doesn't look baggy. I just didn't want to hang it up there and it just like saggy, baggy, look like a garbage bag wrapped over something. So this give it a little bit more style. I've seen people with like a slightly bigger diamond pattern put buttons in every diamond. That would be a mother to do. But that looks fun. I don't know if I would do another pattern. Maybe I would do another row up the center, or maybe just one bigger one in the center, or I don't know. But that looks good. Same story on the back, I showed that. I'd go outside right now, but I don't want this to get soaked. I can get this in easy. This piece getting in is a bear, and it's May, and it's snowing, and it's a nightmare. As you can see, I still got quite a bit to do, but back here in the bunk, we got all the panels up. That looks good. Doors open. I got all this shit. I'm gonna try and vacuum up temporarily. I'm gonna wash these sheets. Well, actually, I got new ones and a new comforter. I gotta put the trim around the emergency exit and whatnot, and then that panel's up. I was gonna do the headliner, but I didn't order. I just recently found this panel that goes in here, and it has a LED strip, and then it has 2 watermelon lights in there. I think I want to do that. But in order to get this headliner out, that panel has to come out. The 2 side panels and this panel. I have other things to do, including the front, which is more important, and this headliner. And then I'll get to that. I'd like to do a different pattern. They had these, this is 2-inch by 3-inch diamonds. They had a 4-inch by 6-inch. I think that would look cool in the headliner. But yeah, we're gonna continue. Back on the interior, I'm going to do the door panels, and I think I have enough for the front headliner. I ripped these things off the bottom, it's like kick panels. They're heavy, and I don't have lights in the doors, so no matter what I do, they would look terrible, so I'm going to recover this. I already did the passenger door, but it has a problem wrapping over this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut most of this off or strip this. The problem is that the trim doesn't want to clip on because it's so thick. You got 1 door panel. This door is a little rattly, so I threw some of this kill mat on that door, and that helped a lot. Well, some of that rattles if I scrap. See, that's better. Dang, that looks pretty sick. It's pretty cool seeing it in the truck, but then when you see it on a door panel, it's completely different. I had to remake it like twice. I had to cut the original door panel in fabric in this corner here because it was hitting above the striker, and then this whole side was too much. I had to trim maybe a 1/2 inch off the whole thing, and then this bottom corner I cut short, but I think it's because of how tall the floor is here with the wood floor that I did. It's filthy right now, but that was last year's project. And then that's the other side. Looks pretty cool sitting in here. This is a box I made last year as well, and the wood was rubbing up on the old door panel and left marks, so I just took some of the same fabric and I just stapled it. It doesn't look as good, but it faces that way, and I figured the same fabrics rubbing against each other would be fine. I might have to peel that corner and cut the original fabric. I can't get the door trim on that side. I wasn't trying that hard. It was raining a minute ago, but we're gonna try it again. If not, that's what I'm gonna do. It worked out pretty good on this side. So let's pull the vice grip. And you can see this was over this lip here, but dang, that looks cool as hell. Back on the interior again. This is the driver's side panel, like next to my head. And then I found these mat pockets on CJ Pony Parts. These are for a C10 truck, and these are for the smaller ones in the option. And I just drill a hole through it, and I just put 2 machine screws. And I think that'll be fine. See, that one has this big floppy pocket on there. And I did the headliner. I'm gonna have to wait for better lighting. First day running the truck with an interior in here. I almost forgot I did it. Sat over the weekend. It looks pretty dang good. I'm gonna show you my favorite part. Right here, I put vinyl over this window. And deleted the window on this side, nice and flat and smooth. Never used that window. I've had the truck for 3 years, never looked at it once. So a little bit darker inside the truck, more privacy. That looks good. Okay, this is the cover that came with the window. Obviously, it's gray. It matched the factory stuff. It wasn't even for this truck, but I made this. This was some scrap I had laying around. I folded the edges, sewed it, and then I had an old sheet that I bought, or it was a top sheet from like a comforter set I didn't use, but I sewed that on the back so you don't see the white. It also keeps the daylight out. Ran into that problem up there on those windows. Only problem is it doesn't have these snaps. So I had a video on how to put these snaps in, and this has a little tag on it that you can roll the window up. The window's been on here for about 2 weeks, and I actually quite like it up. And looking at it and using it, even when I'm driving, I can look and see. But that's a nice feature. So here's the little button that's sandwiched at the top there. This went into the factory side that clipped into the truck. So then this side would be the side that this snapped into. I am unable to recreate that with this current kit. I'm sure if there was some research I could probably find this, but I only need one button like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the top snap in. Oh, I just lost it like normal. So that'll be on the outside like every other snap on there. And then this will clip into the truck or the window. And then about a 1/2 inch down from that, this will be on the inside. Nice, smooth, and black. You won't be able to see it. I just lost that one. And then this will be on the outside where that could snap into. That's the plan. I have all to poke the holes and line it up. I have the crimper here, which is just like a vice grip. I'll show that in a second. So this was the kit that was on Amazon. It came with all this, all these dies. These are silver snaps. They don't really match anything. So I bought that black kit, but this is everything you would need to put those snaps in. So there's a whole nother video on that. So I'm gonna get to this. Okay, so basically that's what I went for. This is what the snap is. So I'm gonna throw this up there and then show you how it's done and get this interior done with. Okay, that finished up pretty well. Okay, so had to get a new diamond sheet. Windows up, covers nice and rolled up there. And we got a couple new pillowcases. I thought the red would look pretty all right in here. But this is my interior. Got my boots up there. Co-pilot. Got that up in Vermont. Need to set this up. All right, so the fan's up. Normally just clip that there and then it plugs in the wall somewhere. But yeah, this interior came out pretty nice. Let me straighten that up a little bit. Had some cleaning to do. A little bit of dusting, but I think this came out pretty freaking sweet. Excuse the front. Normally this jacket and stuff, I have a pair of bibs here and I set the jacket there, and if there's a draft there'll always be some kind of a draft through there. Hopefully this new window there won't be, but I normally set that there. And then it also, the mattress doesn't fit perfect in there. It's a little short for being a twin, but it slides in there and that keeps it from sliding around. So there's not a hole back there where I keep my head. So that's why that's always like that. But this is a build for furniture. This is a 12, I think it's a 12-inch pillow top mattress or 10-inch pillow top. But I got that free, and it's a hell of a lot more comfortable. The mattress that came in here was like a 6-inch spring mattress, and I'm over 200 pounds. That was not cutting it. If you're gonna be on the road, you need to be comfy. Get yourself a good bed. And then old pillowcases and sheets got to come out of here, but just look how sweet this looks at the door panel. I'm gonna clean this up and get another look. This is gonna be my tour. This is how it is every day. Nice working truck. It'll never be a show truck. This is basically how it is on a weekly basis. Keep gloves, towel there. Some gloves that are half used. I used a fill the tanks up so I don't get diesel in here. I refuse to get my truck dirty. A vice grip to pull the tandems. All our trailers, that's broken, the spring. Clean the mirrors. But I'm going to go to the car wash. I spray these mats off. It's a little dirty. I got a vacuum, but that was last year's project. Nice Pergo. Next project in here, I'm wrapping these all black. I have another panel for here. That's going to be a separate video. I'm going to add 3 more gauges so it'll have a full gauge pack. Built this box. Holds my Yeti perfect here that I travel with. And then just a miscellaneous gloves and whatnot. My binders and stuff. Wrap this side so it doesn't rub my door panel. The side panels came out great with the pockets. Headliner. I don't know, I drove the other day in it and just seeing this pattern just made me really happy. I have one nice seat, Legacy Low. It's not my favorite seat. I'd like to replace it with like a Bostrom, like a wide ride. But I just have my raincoat here from when I worked for Coca-Cola, and just waste bin, some wipes to wipe the truck up when I can. It gets dusty. CB mic, paracord handle. This was a wire and that used to cut your hand, so that was shit. All these panels here I did last year. They were 50 Shades of Gray. Now they're that spray can vinyl black, and that black is held up for about 1.5 years now. It looks pretty good. This is a little bit more bulkier, being that quilted material with the foam on it, so this is a little tight, but that looks fine. Worst case scenario, I could just pull it off, and when I need the window or to block the window off at night, I'll just stick it back on. Those snaps work perfect. This shelf I found in a junkyard. I had stickers made, but they're not even, and I kind of like that look. This is just an Amazon comforter. It was like 30 bucks. It came with this pillowcase, and then I ordered 2 more red ones just to match. I have one like solid pillow from delivering to furniture stores and mattress stores. They always have the best pillows. That's like this firm shredded gel pillow. It's like cooling. It's awesome. But yeah, this started off with just trying to make these dirty window covers look better, and obviously it escalated. It was a lot of work, but it was 100% worth it. And that was a quick little tour of my truck, doing the interior. This is technically a small bunk. It's a 63-inch stand-up. The height of it is kind of useless because I've been in a 63-inch, not a flat top. It's the, it's Kenworth's version, aero cab version of a stand-up, and I could actually stand in there. In here, I could, with the curtain closed, the curtains, you can't stand. It's kind of useless. It's kind of a useless height. Flat top would be nicer in my opinion. I don't know if I'll swap in the cap, if that's even worth it or an option, but probably will never get into that. These curtains would probably be cool to change because they're got a couple stains on them and stuff like that, but I won't even know where to start with that. So that might be a project in the future, but I'm happy with what it is. The other thing I might do, maybe I'll ditch the curtains and get and I'll take some of that fabric and I'll make window shades. I've seen that with like suction cups, and that would make the whole interior basically the sleeper when I park at night. But I also do like the curtains because it's fast. I can shove them out of the way. I don't sleep at truck stops. I sleep on the side of the road or under a bridge or in a parking lot or anywhere other than a TA or a Petro, because that's annoying. But I'm loving it. I might get to the headliner, but I kind of don't mind it that color. Kind of breaks it up a little bit. So give me your opinions. What do you think? Give it a thumbs up, comment, ask me a question. I'll answer any questions I can. If you think you could have done something better or different with minimal equipment, I'm open to suggestions and listen, because maybe I'll redo something. But for what it is, it's not a show truck. It's a work truck. I go to work every single day, and I'm happy with it. Yeah, it's got a little, some of the edges aren't perfect. I'm not the best at using a sewing machine. It'd take a lot of practice and time, but for what it is, it's an old truck. Just trying to make it look better, usable, make me happy when I have to stay in this truck for a couple days. So Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks.